As usual, I got the 5 hot topics of the day coming in. A former mentor and I, he always sends them. Here's what America's talking about. Here's what people are talking about. Is it included in today's plan for this program for a Throwback Thursday? And I got 1 out of 5. So if you want to try to guess which one we're touching on here today, you can. All right. Biggie usually nails this. I've already put in, here's what it is today.
Yeah, let's see.
All right. And then the 5 things that Americans are talking about most come to my attention.
So this is the blueprint for any decent radio program.
That's right. This is the blueprint for any decent radio program to have.
We've got 20% of it.
That's right. That's right. They're going to touch, any decent radio program is going to touch on these 5 topics today.
So we need to pick the one that made your list.
Number 1, Rihanna has officially become a billionaire. A new profile on the singer and entrepreneur by Forbes says that Rihanna is now worth $1.7 billion. This was reported yesterday, mostly from her very successful makeup and beauty line. And she's almost a multi-billionaire. She's got almost $2 billion, 1.7.
Her makeup apparently changed everything.
Yes.
I believe a lot of black women said she used palettes and colors that were never available before to really match skin tones. Now, that they just thought, for decades, nothing was available like hers.
When something like that happens, does Rihanna, who is obviously a singer, does she go to somebody and they are the real brains behind it? Or does she really know something about makeup and a beauty line?
I think she had a lot of I understand, she had a lot of input in it, and it's her company. I mean, and apparently it just truly changed the makeup game.
She makes more from that than she does from her singing. Okay. So you think, did I have that included today? All right.
Doubtful.
Yeah. Let's see.
That's just an early indicator.
Don't give too much away.
R&B singer. Black women's makeup line.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. I saw that reported. I saw it last night, and then I saw it on every newscast today. I've seen it multiple different outlets, multiple times. And each time it happened, I thought, I don't care about that. I don't care about Rihanna worth over $1 billion, they say.
I think it's big because that's the other reason you cross it off. Another woman who's a billionaire. There's not a lot of them.
They went through, in fact, and said women are becoming more and more entrepreneurial and owning different things, like Reese Witherspoon, who owns her own production company. She's very close to being a billionaire, but she's not there yet. Oprah is.
Yeah.
Very few women. I wanted to report on this right out of the gate. Okay? I wanted to put this out there first.
Cross that off.
I wanted to put it out there first thing. Social media story. The mother of a 14-year-old influencer in Brazil deleted her daughter's social media accounts after describing TikTok and Instagram as unhealthy. The mother has come over to thinking, this is an unhealthy thing. I'm no longer going to let my daughter do this. Chris Tim's giving a thumbs down on this.
I don't know. I'm wavering because this is your kind of thing where it's, you don't know social media. You don't like it, though.
Right.
And it's parents getting involved in children's lives. Oof, okay, I'm gonna put that one as a possibility.
As a maybe.
It's a little vague. It's a little far away.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is message to the kids.
Right, that's
message to the parents,
You're right, those are the pros.
Yeah.
I got the cons.
The Brazil part of it.
Well, yeah.
Okay, there you are. Simone Biles says she has not closed the door on competing in the 2024 Olympics. She may go to the 24 Olympic Games in Paris. Chris Tim's giving it a thumbs down.
No, that's not on your list.
That's not.
No to that.
I'd be shocked if she does.
I would too.
She may want to go out with a different with a different last script. But I think I told you guys that I read an article about her pre-Tokyo that said that she had made up her mind after the 2020 games were canceled or postponed in 2020 that she was done.
Yeah.
So she had to really work to get back into 2021 shape.
Michael Phelps had said multiple times he was done, and then he came back. He wasn't even supposed to be in China, was he?
No,
there was one that he said, I'm not doing. His mother kept saying, come on, you can do it. And finally, and then he won all those gold medals. I think we've seen the last of her at the Olympics, but who knows?
We'll see. I mean, would she be 28 then?
Yeah.
It's 3 years.
Okay, 27.
24, right?
She should be 27. This was, She was talking about it yesterday. That's what she had to say.
I think I have to relish and take this Olympics in and kind of recognize what I've done with my career, because after 2016, I didn't get to do that.
So you're keeping the door open.
Yeah, keeping the door open.
She sat with Hoda Kotb in Tokyo to say this. That's number 3.
That's number 3.
You have Rihanna's a billionaire.
Yep.
Woman in Brazil says...
Next.
Simone Biles.
All right.
Van crash near the border between Texas.
Stop. Too hard. Whatever it is.
Too hard news. Too much death.
Too newsy. Way too much death. Disney has revealed.
Here it is. Say no more.
Ding, 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 ding.
You all think you know me so well. Let me get through it. Disney has revealed the price for their upcoming Star Wars-themed Galactic Cruiser Resort in Orlando. You can stay at a Star Wars-themed resort where everything is Star Wars.
I mean, from the minute you get there, it's like you feel like you're traveling. I mean, everything about it is you're fully immersed in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a full immersive experience.
So all the restaurants are the cantinas, and all the hotels there's 3 sunsets at night or whatever.
That's right. The stormtroopers are walking through the halls.
And that's just it. There's no there's no breaking of character, I believe. Like when you check in, it's from the minute you step off the bus to when you walk in.
You're in a Star Wars world. I'm interested. I'm not even the biggest Star Wars fan.
You aren't.
But
it sounds fun.
It does sound fun. Now, here's the price. One room shared by 2 people for 2 nights, $4,800. $4,800. That's $2,400 a night for 2 people to be in there.
And let me tell you, the rooms aren't, from what I've seen, they're nice, but they're not like penthouse suites. I mean, it's a hotel room.
It's about the experience.
Yes.
You're not going to be in the room much, right?
I wouldn't think, but you're really not in the hotel that much. You'd think you'd go out and do the parks and stuff. A family of 4 needing 2 rooms for a 2-night package will pay $6,000 for the rooms. So they get a saving since there are 4 of them. But that is what Disney has announced. They say Disney's pricing themselves out for the average American, that a lot of people can't afford Disney anymore.
You, for one, applaud Disney's high price.
I tell you this, we're family wants to go back to Disney next year, and as much as I love Disney, you've called me a Dizhard.
You are.
I do love it, but I think to myself, how much money can one family give to
I think
Disney?
it'll sell it immediately. I think that's a reasonable price from Disney.
You think that's a reasonable price?
For what people pay to go to Disney, I think that's
$2,400 in a hotel per night. $2,400 per night. That's a 5-night stay is $11,000 for hotel only. That's before you get any park tickets.
Okay,
it's
maybe
$11,000.
You haven't eaten anything or flown there.
You haven't flown anything, you haven't eaten a bite. That's right.
I just think, maybe not fair price. Nothing in Disney's a fair price, but I think you'll get people that'll do it because I think they will have saved for this.
Is this
forever?
If you're living in a Star Wars world, everybody there is an actor, right?
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Is that part of what you're paying for?
I think it is what you're paying for.
Because
you get that.
everyone there has to play the game.
Yes. Well,
at regular places, someone will sell you like a Disney, what do they call it? The Disney whip or the Mickey whip or whatever.
Right. The Mickey whip, the Disney whip, the Dole whip.
Thank you. But they don't have to pretend to be someone they're not.
Well, but the Disney experience is what you pay for. I mean, there are a lot of actors there, in the regular parks. And then even the people that serve you stuff on the side, they give you that little extra Disney magic. I think they go, but this is far and away.
Yeah.
I don't think this is something, because what I read was, maybe your numbers are right. What I read was cost up to that much for you get a 2-night stay.
That's it, 2 nights.
Yeah, okay.
$4,800 for 2 nights. That means 1 night, $2,400. That means 6 nights, $12,000.
They may give you a break.
They might. Well,
I bet they only limit it to a 2-night stay.
2-night stay, period.
I would think that you couldn't do that for a week.
Well, some could, but
some could. But I bet it's got to be. At some point, I think you'd have to cut it off and be like, it's enough.
But that would be weird, too, because if you're going to Disney for a week, as a lot of families do, then you've got 2 nights in the Star Wars hotel, then you got to move over to the Polynesian or whatever. It's weird. I'm not sure how they're doing. They say for families, 2 nights, $6,000 for a family of 4. So my family, if we went for 2 nights, cost $6,000. If we went for 6 nights, that's $18,000. I mean, you got to be really, really wealthy to afford that. My whole point is, Walt Disney never wanted this.
How do you know?
He said. some documentarian. I've seen it. He said, I want a place where regular, ordinary families can come and have a good time. That's how he envisioned Disneyland when he first started it. I don't think Walt Disney would want these prices to be that high.
But he never envisioned anything like this, correct?
He envisioned Disneyland, and he started Disney World. He, but no, he never. How could he?
It was just rides and
it was
teacups, and it's a small world.
He wanted, well, that's what he said. He wanted a place for people to come and have fun, just to have in a clean place. He got the idea. He took his daughter to a park, and there were like cigarette butts and trash and stuff on the ground, and he said, we got to have a place where families can go where it's really clean and everybody feels really safe and has a great time on a low budget. Well, everything stayed true except the budget you have to really have.
And those cabins, they're called, that you're going to be in, the whole deal is you're supposed to feel like you're in space the whole time. Ooh. So like your window will be, you look out the window, it's space. But let me tell you, it's not. It's like, it's a queen bed and then either like a bunk bed or two beds that pull out of the wall. And then it's a mini fridge and a TV.
Well, they're not selling the room. Yeah. They're selling the space outside the room.
I wonder if you're supposed to, when you check in, you almost have your own storyline that you live for 2 days. Oh my God,
that would be awesome.
See, that's what I think people pay. I think people are going to pay.
I do too. I do, but most people can't. I mean, most people can't afford that. That is a huge price.
Oh, it's a giant price, but I think Star Wars has such a a massive fan base that for some people,
yes.
I mean, I bet they've been saving since this was announced.
When we went to Disney and stayed at Wilderness Lodge, what he's just said about the room is exactly right. It's so small, and we paid for like a larger room than most people would get. Well, I mean, they had like 1, 2, and 3, and we were in number 2, and it was what he just described. My son was on a pull-out sofa. At one point my son and I slept together. My daughter and my wife slept together in these rooms, and they're really tiny because you spend almost no time in the room, of course, but you're not getting much for what you're paying for there. I love Disney. These prices are just starting to drive me up a wall, and they keep going up. They keep battling with Universal, that both keep taking their prices so high. At one point, we thought about going over to Universal for a day while at Disney. Last time we went. Like, let's go to Universal for a day.
Do you feel like you're cheating on Walt?
A little bit. I don't want to cheat on Walt, but I said, so many people love the Harry Potter ride. Let's just run over for a day. That's $1,000. If they get you where you have to stay there, or you have to buy tickets to these parks and that. It's $1,000 to go to Universal Studios for just a day. Who can do that? It's like, well, it's like $100 a ticket to get into one park. You got to buy tickets for 2 parks. There's 4 of us, so that's $800 right there. And you haven't eaten or anything like that, as you said. Jeff is from Virginia. He's talking about the cost of Disney. I'm the one guy speaking out against it. Jeff, go ahead.
We, as a family, I love the thoughts of it, but the money seems, just kind of outrageous. Mm-hmm. We, year before last, when they raised cash tickets to so high, we started going to the other 2 parks, Universal and SeaWorld, for less. We could get passes for less than half of the Disney.
SeaWorld is a good park. We went there. Their rides are outstanding. Now, yes, they have abused animals in the past, but they have done a great job. A great job with those roller coasters, don't you think?
Yeah, they have. The parks are great, but now last month, my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, and their daughter was going to Disney for like the weekend, and they wanted to stay one night at one of the resorts. Mm-hmm. Well, my wife and my part for one night was going to be almost $400, and this is just our part. Mm-hmm. And I said, I just can't afford that. Just go in there, take a shower, sleep, and get out the next morning.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's what they charge you. A lot of people stay off property at Disney too, but then they get you where then you can't hop from park to park and all that kind of stuff. It's tough. Disney's tough.
My sister and brother-in-law went 2 months ago with their kids, and I think they spent $400 to $500 a night for a mediocre resort.
Yeah, exactly.
They weren't near, and they were all kind of they were on property, but you had to take a bus over. It wasn't like one you could get close to. And I was like, good Lord.
There are some that are like that. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.
And aren't your nieces old enough or not old enough to remember any of it?
They won't remember it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, a little young. And you know what their biggest takeaway was? They got to pick a stuffed animal at the hotel gift shop.
Right.
And to this day, that's all they would say. They said, like, they point out and go, Disney.
You could have done that over at KB Toys.
Exactly.
Right. Sure. For $20.
Target.
Exactly. Go to Target. We had a little family thing a while back, and I mean, this is a while ago, but we were I guess we had just been to Disney, and two of the parents there, now their daughter is like 35 years old, and they were saying, remember when we went to Disney when you were 6 or whatever? And she's like, no, I have no memory of that whatsoever.
Yeah.
That really hurts.
Yeah.
When they don't have any memory of it, it really hurts.